The Foundation of Goodness has been actively empowering rural communities in southern Sri Lanka for the last 11 years. The Foundation of Goodness is now undertaking a new project in the north of the country. It's with great pleasure I'd like to introduce Kushil Gunasekara in our studios this time. Good morning and welcome to our program.
Good morning, Derek.
Kushil, last year when we had an interview, we spoke about the projects you have done in the south. Are you still in the process of doing a few other things to finish the project?
No, I think it's all been done, and we've been actively engaged, as you said, empowering the disadvantaged rural communities. But it's about sustainability into the future. It's about 7 years almost since the tsunami.
Yeah.
So we now have 30 empowerment sectors catering to about 25,000 beneficiaries per annum, and via about 38 villages spread over. So in annually these are the numbers, and it's all free of cost. So it's a huge undertaking to ensure the sustainability of this project, which is one of a kind, because in one village to have 30 empowerment sectors to cater to almost 38 villages and 25,000 beneficiaries per annum is not easy, not easy at all. But we have so far succeeded, and the waves of success stories, as I have previously highlighted in my programs here with you and Channel 31, has been phenomenal, and we still continue to have waves of those success stories coming through, emerging by just giving the opportunity, the training and the facilities and exposure to all the rural community disadvantaged kids, youth and other villagers. It's all about narrowing the gap between the urban and the rural sectors, because there's so much talent, skill, and the guys are really bright out there as well. So it's just the lack of opportunity that prevents them from making better progress.
Kushil, you spoke about talent. Now, the last interview you told me, there was upcoming cricketers. Will you be able to tell our viewers more about the cricketers?
Yeah, actually, Derek, it's not only really about cricket. We have a sports academy and a MCC Center of Excellence. So it's both mixed together, academic side as well as sports development. But in the sports arena, we've had, there's this orphan boy, at 11 years, where we took care of him, and his both parents, had perished. And then, he was living with the grandmother. We took him under control and then gave him the kind of direction and opportunity to play cricket, because he was good at it. This year, I introduced him to Tamil Union in Colombo, and he played the under-23 at 17. He excelled pretty well, and then he's now in the Sri Lankan under-19 cricket team. And it's a great story. It's one that youngsters can be really motivated. He's been supported hugely. Of course, we've given him a scholarship from the MCC itself, and David Cruz is always helping him, and he's been to Malaysia, he's been to so many places. But it's just that he's never given up coming from that background. So it's very inspiring. So that's amazing story. Like that, we have a lady, who's gone to represent Sri Lanka ladies cricket team from the Sinigama ladies, so that's one girl. They are opening the batting, and there are 6 others who are absorbed into Premier Division cricket clubs in Colombo, being paid about $300, 30,000 rupees. And who would think, before the tsunami, that they would be playing cricket and generating an income from playing sport, and then there's this girl I spoke about before, swimming in the Brian Adams pool, who won 3 consecutive 6-mile sea swim at Kinross. So she was picked up as well, and then 2 girls at under-19 level representing Sri Lanka netball. So it's all happening there, and then the Malaysian tour that we undertake every year, again thanks to David Cruz, who sponsored for 3 years now, and the first year we became champions. The last 2 years, including this year, we are runners-up. So and most of them, as you know, have not come to Colombo. leave alone going overseas and playing, cricket in another overseas country. And staying in a star-class hotel. So this is the kind of talent that you can harness, from the rural communities, given the opportunity, training and the facility. That's what is important.
That's right.
And I can see so many others who are professionally now trained, life skills improvement, and they are giving their best to gain top recognition in their respective areas.
That's excellent. You must be very proud.
Well, I think I'm a lot happier in life, content and satisfied to see others being lifted when it is critically in need. So that's a great feeling. And as I know best, goodness is the only investment that doesn't fail.
Now, this North Development Project, our President gave Murali 50 acres. How did that all come about?
Because we have run this model in the South very successfully, and it's empowering rural communities. We thought we must go and do the same thing or replicate the same model in the North. And fortunately, His Excellency the President, Mr. Mahendra Rajapaksa, gave Murali a gift of 50 acres to have this North Learning and Empowerment Institute in the long term.
This is after his retirement?
I think, yes, just after his retirement only that came into focus. But he, I think, met the President and he presented the plan that what he wanted to do. And the President said that, he would like to have him do this in Mankulam, which is like a very central area.
Okay.
So at the moment the process is on, clearing the land for demining and surveying and all of that stuff. So I think it's we are looking at towards the end of this year to get all the clearances in terms of the title deeds and the lease and all of that in place. And that's the project in the long term called the North Learning and Empowerment Institute, just the same way as we have done in the Sinigama. So we know what to do, but we know the shortcomings, we know the strengths, we know what needs to be done. So we are proposing, as you see, I like to show this plan to the viewers. It's on one property, unlike in Sinigam where we had to make shift and purchase land all over and run our projects. So this is the 50-acre property that we have. So
now this was done by Miss Kim, right? Am I?
Yeah, there's a British architect, young girl, who actually sacrificed her good career and a job in England and came over to work with us, and she's been there for 2 years. So she's doing all the architectural planning, and she's come up with this draft design to incorporate our vision of having a good school, probably like the schools we went to in Colombo, to have one in rural area, plus sporting development on one side, all the sports facilities, and on the other side the community empowerment programs such as women's enterprise, business skills development, computer training, English teaching, preschool, what have you. So all those, so 3 different components coming together on the big site will create equal opportunities to especially rural disadvantaged communities, and that's what we are looking at. And this way it will narrow the gap and provide the kind of opportunity for them to make better progress.
Now, Kushal, I attended one of your meetings recently, and you spoke about a Pushbike, and that was a very, very interesting story, which would be nice for the viewers to know about it.
Yeah, actually, Derek, now this project that I spoke of, it is in the long term. Notwithstanding that, we have gone into the North very, kind of strongly to deliver very kindly what they are looking at from January this year. And every month we have up to October, I can say, we have scheduled something that can speedily rebuild their lives. So we've been distributing bicycles, essential school supplies, essential home items, agricultural farming, developing the infrastructure of the school, sports and training and development programs. So there are many things that we do in the interim. And bicycle is an integral part of their daily lifestyle, because at the moment they are rebuilding their lives. So they have to walk sometimes 3-4 kilometers to go to school, or carry their firewood, or bring their groceries, or what have you, to empower the family. So a bike is something that they are always looking for. If you ask them, that they prefer a bike, because obviously to get things done quickly, to move around. So I've had to basically speak to about 50 donors, more friends of mine. When I went there, I realized that the push bicycle is the most needed. So I started to work with many of our donors, and raised about 300 bicycles, and about 750 essential school supplies, 200 families for essential home priority needs, which are like $25, $30 for essential school supplies, for so. And then agricultural farming and whatnot. Murali and I went to the US because we had about 4 banquets in Los Angeles and San Francisco. Both were coordinated by 2 Tamil very wealthy gentlemen, and we were really privileged because they have come on board and they want to support, and here is a reconciliation process, and peace to follow started, all that. And then because of Murali, there was a huge gathering, like 550 in LA, which was a very successful, kind of banquet. And then when I was speaking, I mentioned about gifting 300 bicycles and how wonderful that gift is. And I cannot really explain the feeling, but only feel it, and I said my target would be to give 1,000 bicycles, and I'm short of 700, and I would love to fulfill this dream within this year, and then as I came and sat, this gentleman called Chandra Mohan, he basically said, your dream is fulfilled, and I'm donating 700 bicycles for $70,000, and he just kept to his promise, and we were able to deliver 700 bicycles. So
in
total we have now done 1,000, and actually when I go back on the 7th to Sri Lanka, I go to the north with Mahela, who's on his own volunteer to donate 3 cricket bags each for 10 schools and a matting each to start playing cricket properly. So all this is happening, and this is all because the path has been paved for us to make that effort and rebuild their lives very quickly. And what a good feeling that is to illuminate their lives, which is fantastic.
Talking about bikes, I think our viewers, we got quite a big viewing audience. I'm sure where each family, if they can do something and donate a bike, at least the few things what you said, it'll come in very handy for a family.
I mean, it's about $100 a bike. There's a particular bike called the V-Rare. So it's sturdy. So where 3 can ride, one on the bar, one who rides, and one behind on the stand. So the whole family gets empowered, and it's about making a difference.
In our money, it's only $100.
And $100. So, and then it's about making a difference. It's about making things happen.
That's right.
Looking at things positively. You can talk about the negative things, but you have to move forward. Unless you forget the past and move forward, you can't get ahead in life. And then. It's about the change we aspire to achieve, which is very important. So, giving something, for example, even a home essential pack is $25. We give a kerosene lamp, double bed mosquito net, water container, flask, and a torch, which is only $25. But that goes such a long way to protect them from mosquitoes, have water in their houses. Just imagine, you and I, we are doing some work in the house or having a meal or something, power failure, and then we panic. But they live for months on end without electricity. So and they're still happy and content and smiling, and we take things for granted, and we worry about the things we don't have. Whereas everything for them is a bonus, and it's such a great pleasure to be able to help these families to rebuild their lives very quickly. It's about serving mankind. It's about serving those in real need.
I'm sure again your dreams will come true. Because as you said, $25 for that and $100 for a bike. I'm sure our viewers will be able to sort of help you out that way. If I briefly asked you with the North Development Project, your vision, your mission, and the key objectives.
Yes, Derek, I think first is to narrow the gap, is what we want to do. Then if you talk of the mission, it's about creating equal opportunities. And the objective, obviously, is to, make sure that they make that right progress and excel in life. Just like what we have done, because we got, opportunities. We were there at the right place at the right time, and we were given that kind of background. It brings me to this story. That we picked up 85 kids for cricket, volleyball, and netball from the Mankulam Mahavidyalam, and we saw that they didn't have the right gear to train. So we stitched 2 brand new uniforms and gave a brand new pair of shoes, to some of these kids who were not wearing shoes anyway and playing cricket, or some of them didn't have soles, So it was really sad. And when we gave these such little items, that it's so insignificant, and then they were telling us that they never ever dreamt, because of the war, they never ever dreamt that they would be wearing, brand new attire of any kind, and they were really emotional. So you see how kindness kind of multiplies, and then it brings you lasting joy. It's amazing. And then they're so thrilled wearing those. They're showing with pride. Then they're motivated. So it's all about doing good and being good. I think helping others in need.
Kushal, I really admire you. Whenever you come and give us these stories, it's the person who got this project started, and you're still there, and you're going from place to place and doing a great job to our motherland.
Well, it's not easy, but I'm also having a lot of support, from my co-trustees. Murali is the brand ambassador for the North, and he's got a golden heart. He's really